welcome back to the Real Ethereal show. And yes, we are doing, back by popular demand, another Crystal Sisters episode. And I have my sister and partner in crime with all things crystals.
That's
Jenny
right.
Bethel
I'm
here.
so happy to be back. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we have
got lots to talk about.
I know. We have a lot of interesting announcements today, so please wait to the end. We got a couple of surprise things to talk about. But we have been preparing for this show for a little while, and actually this is going to be a two-part show. And today, the first part, there's so much we can talk about in the world of crystals. There's literally a world of crystals from all over the world. If you follow crystals at all, you know that there are little pockets in the world that are actually even more amazing. I mean, there's crystals everywhere, but there are these certain hubs where there are just the most special, beautiful things that are mined. And one of those places is Madagascar, which is an island off the coast of Africa. And there are treasures all over that island that have been mined for years. Some are new and some are older. You know, they've been mined for a lot of years. So we found some really gorgeous specimens today, and we're going to kind of take a trip around Madagascar, and we're going to talk about lots of different earth treasures from there.
We just found some amazing things, and there are always surprises.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, and different things that we are drawn to. And
my next show, I want us to go to Madagascar. How about that? And go to some mines.
Well, especially
Jesse, will you come with us?
This particular one that we're gonna, especially this one, because I guess I'll go ahead and dive in.
Let's get started.
Okay. So ocean jasper, you'll see it in a lot of different places, and what was interesting to me, first of all, they're beautiful, and I'll hold this one particular one up, and we can get some close-up photos of this too. But
does that one have the druzy?
This one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll show them that one too, which is just gorgeous. And so ocean jasper you'll find it in all different colors. It's also called orbicular, so there are a lot of circular patterns within
small and large.
And I'll talk about that a little bit with some of the differences. But what I was surprised to learn when I read up, just preparing to talk about it today, was that there were only 4 different veins of ocean jasper discovered, and it's only been known since 1999.
Oh God, it's one of my, I know you're going to get into what it does, but it's one of my absolute favorite stones energetically, but keep going.
Oh yeah. So 4 different veins. Some of them are tapped out, so it is more rare than others, and because it's only found in this one remote location, which is on the northwest coast of Madagascar, and you can only mine it at low tide, which I thought was kind of amazing.
Wow.
So all of the equipment has to be taken in and out by hand in my boat. Anyway, but it's really special. I want to talk about what it does. It draws all of its properties from the element of water, which
emotional
makes sense. It's very, very soothing. It promotes patience. It's one of the most incredible stones for healers, healing and meditation. For all those reasons, it increases optimism, encourages joy. It encourages you to let go of any negative emotions. And what I love about kind of the metaphorically how the tide washes up things from deep within the ocean, in the same way that when you're meditating or when you're trying to work on issues and feelings and emotions, they come to the surface.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Jenny.
I mean, I just thought there's so much more to it apart from its appearance and its...
Well, and I will tell you, so I have this thing that I do, and doesn't that just look like the foam and the surf? I just think this is so beautiful.
It really does.
I have a little bowl. I mean, as a lot of you know, if you know my profile at all, I have a corporate company that I go to every day. And I have this beautiful bowl on my desk, and I have people come in all the time and, talking about business stuff. And all my crystal spheres are in the bowl, and it looks like candy, and they kind of get nervous and they go, should I touch that? And I'm like, oh yeah. And I always love to watch what they pick up. And I have this piece of ocean jasper that just like this, that's a small sphere, and everybody picks that up.
Wow.
And more than one person has said, I love this one, and they smile. It is
Joy.
the happiest stone.
Yeah.
To me. It just is very light and just makes you feel light and happy.
Optimism.
Optimism. So this
That's
is
what it
great for an
promotes.
office. It's great for anywhere. I mean, who doesn't want that anywhere you go?
And meditation too. I think it really, if you're searching or trying to heal yourself, or if you use it for healing someone else or helping someone else, it's just a good emotional healer stone. So about 10 miles or so further
Oh
inland.
my gosh, you know all the coordinates.
Well, I had to
the
read up
latitude
about
and
it.
longitude. Do you have the latitude and longitude?
I could get it for us. I didn't come with that, but I could probably quickly figure that out. So then there's another version of ocean jasper,
Gorgeous.
and it carries all the same properties that we just spoke about, but it's so unique and different. This is further inland. It's still, everything's done by hand in my boat still, but it's a little bit easier to excavate. It's called kabambi with a K. And so most often when you see ocean jasper, that's more olive green with some browns and yellows, and also larger circle
The
patterns.
orbicular.
The
is what they
orbicular,
call it, the
yeah,
pattern.
is slightly bigger.
Here's another one.
And on the
Hold it at
back,
the same time.
okay. This coloring and pattern is kabambi, so you know the difference. But it really has all the same properties. And I love looking at the back of this one unpolished. I don't know if we can get we'll get a good photo of that. It might be hard to
Jesse
see.
will get good photos.
I got it.
But it's so
Got it?
interesting. Oh, thank you. It's so interesting to see it
Beautiful raw
unpolished.
state. Gorgeous.
So that's ocean jasper.
I love it. Beautiful.
Amazing.
Okay, well, so I wanted to talk about this beauty right here, which is, this has got a couple of different names. Some of you might know this as gabbro, but it's also called merlinite. And it is a gorgeous indigo chakra stone. It has light purple, dark purple, black. It really just almost looks like a night sky when you see this up close. You can just kind of gaze into it. It's
also
just so beautiful.
Looks a little bit mystical or mysterious.
Well, it looks
I
like
think.
Merlin of the
Kind of-
Knights of the
it
Round
does.
Table.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Merlin would actually have used this. Yeah, this is a stone, and I know it probably looks dark from the camera angle, and we'll get some close-ups, but it actually has light and dark in it, which really I think speaks to the duality nature of this stone. This stone is really used to do deep psychological and emotional work. It's a medium stone, so I know a lot of people that watch this network are into mediumship and channeling. This is a really good mediumship channeling stone. I mean, I think the purple with the third eye, I mean, a lot of times this is common sense if you know about chakras and colors.
Right.
You can just sort of look at these stones and understand that. Deep intuition, psychic abilities, clairvoyance,
Shamanism.
So, yeah, it's a Merlin stone. I guess that's why they call it
Communication with
Merlinite.
spirit.
Yeah,
Communication in a different realm. It's incredibly helpful.
I love this. I love the way it's cut. I love the whole situation there. Okay, the next stone I want to talk about is one of my favorite stones in the world. It comes in many different colors. It's moonstone. Moonstone is kind of iridescent, and you can see different levels through it. Parts of it are a little clear, and it has depth to it. A lot like labradorite. It is in the same family as labradorite. But moonstone has, sometimes you can see rainbows in it. A lot of times people know moonstone from the cream or white version that you see. There's a lot of jewelry with moonstone. And it's the stone of Cancer, the sign of Cancer, which is the moon. The moon rules Cancer, so all this is interrelated. The other thing about the moon, if you guys watch my astrology shows, is the moon it rules the feminine energy. It's the mother energy. It's also all of the reproductive energy, hormones, all of that.
Big time.
Big time. So, I've talked on I think you were on one of the shows where we talked about how we trot out like witches, when the moon is full, out onto our decks in the suburbs of the city and put our stones out, which I do religiously. And moonstones especially love the moon, right? Mm-hmm. They really love it. So they get recharged that way. I love these stones for hormone imbalance. They are amazing. Mm-hmm. They're amazing for menopause, perimenopause, menstruation, any pregnancy. Teenagers in general.
Well, maybe so.
But girls, you have two teenage
females.
girls.
I have two teenage girls, so definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So these are just really calming, grounding stones. I love the black moonstone in particular for that. It's just more grounding and purifying and cleansing and calming. So who does not need that? I wish it made me not be so hot going through perimenopause, but it does not cool the air, but it does everything else to help with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So great to meditate
Just holding
with.
it right now, I'm like, okay.
Right. You can even place it during a meditation over your abdomen, under the pillow at night, too. I mean, there's any number of ways to use it, but those are amazing.
These are
purposes.
These are great gifts for somebody getting ready to have a baby, trying to get pregnant.
Right.
People going through menopause.
Put it in the diaper bag.
Right. Right. Or, yeah, totally. Yeah. This is one of my favorites. These are not terribly expensive. They're pretty prevalent. But this one in particular is a gorgeous example. It has that taupe striation, and you can't see it from the camera, but it really has the rainbows and the depth to it. Love.
Well, that's when you can really tell and relate it to the labradorite, but you do need an up close to get the iridescent piece of that. But that's a beautiful piece, again, from Madagascar.
This is a great stone. I know maybe I said this a second ago, but for childbirth too. This is really, ancient times midwives, and they would use these stones or have these stones nearby to aid in childbirth. So these are cool gifts you got. I mean, just for
amazing,
interesting gifts for folks. All right, what's next? You go next. What do you want to talk about?
Let's see. Okay. This one, okay.
So everybody's going to think this is one thing, but it's not. I mean, it's kind of.
Everyone is going to guess amethyst. Right? That's what everyone's going to say. That's what we thought at first. But then when we were drawn closer to it, we realized that it had some very subtle but amazing differences from amethyst. So what this is spirit quartz. And it is an amethyst spirit quartz, but spirit quartz is entirely different.
And it's not from Madagascar.
Right.
The one piece here that's
the one that isn't. This is actually mined in South Africa.
Now, I did not bring this, unfortunately, but if you've ever heard of spirit quartz, it looks totally different than this, which is why we loved this piece. This is very unusual.
Right.
Spirit quartz, it almost looks like fingers, and then it has tiny little facets all over it. Right. It almost feels rough. So this is almost like a blown up version. So tell us about this. What is this for? These look like little florets.
Right. So there are a couple of different uses or properties that it carries, main ones, and I know you were going to talk about one, but it's incredibly cleansing to the aura in general. It's a incredibly compassionate stone, and it is, interestingly, very comforting and supportive of someone who's transitioning.
Wow. No, see, that's really not what I've heard. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like a hospice situation.
Someone fighting a terminal illness of any kind, I guess, in that situation. Someone on the decline who is facing that final transition. It can be very comforting and offer a lot of compassion.
Yeah, so that is interesting, Jenny, because what I've used this for and what I know it is known for is the ability to connect with your guides. So isn't that interesting? Because I just believe, and my experience has been that transitions are always helped with guides.
Right.
You know, guides come to help transition. Right. So I just think that makes
amazing
so much sense. This is another great stone. Look how they're kind of similar colors to the merlinite to help with channeling. And really, I think the distinction is really, it's not just channeling, it's getting with your guides, attracting your guides, learning how to communicate with your guides,
with
even
spirit,
if it's not channeling.
Which is through the crown chakra, which is that purple energy, purple color too.
Love it. So let's move on to this beauty here, which is fluorite. Now, fluorite is very prevalent. It's not very rare. I know this is from Madagascar, but it's from many different parts of the world, all over the world. I especially like this one. It's just striated, and a lot of times you're going to see purple and green with fluorite. This one is really just many different kinds of greens, and it has a lot of depth. It's beautiful. I love fluorite for so many reasons. I love it for children, and I think we've talked about this maybe in other shows, but it bears repeating. I love it for children because it's a love stone. Again, it's that green, it's the heart chakra. It's very much of a nurturing stone, a love stone. It also, I love it for children and just people in general for lung issues, colds, bronchitis, asthma. I did a clearing for a house a few months ago, and one of their children had really bad asthma. So we gridded their room with fluorite, and I put fluorite in their bed, in between their mattresses. But fluorite is just it's a healing, nurturing stone, and it also just feels good, and it's affordable, and I love green.
Right, for all those reasons.
That's beautiful.
Well, really, with any of these, the list is long. That's what we learn about when we read up on certain ones that we've been drawn to. The list is long, and clearly we need to do a show on chakra stones.
Yes.
Maybe that can be down the road.
Right.
But all of the colors coincide with the different chakra energies. But a lot of them overlap too. They don't necessarily serve just that one chakra. They overlap with other ones.
Well, and let's say this again. I know we've said it before, but there's no right or wrong way to interpret stones.
Or use.
Yeah, or use stones. You just, love them. What are you drawn to? What makes you happy? What do you feel when you work with your stones? I mean, it's just, again, there's personal. No right or wrong.
It's very personal
I
experience.
love this. We're getting back to Madagascar. This is polychrome jasper, and again, we're going to have really beautiful photos of these for you guys. But polychrome jasper is all of the chakras, because it's called polychrome because it's many different colors. And this stone, not only is it just dramatic and beautiful,
very
just
dramatic,
kind of like stunning, like wow, it's got a wow factor. This stone, because I don't really know why, but I know that because it's got such high contrast with the different colors and backgrounds, it's almost like a painting. It really pops you out of your rut. It helps you, this is a great stone. This would be a great gift, like graduation gift.
The seeker stone.
The seeker stone that's right. That's the nickname for this. So if you're trying to figure out what's your next step, if you feel like you're just in a rut and you're like, what do I need to do next? Or how can I just get motivated to do the next thing? Or how can I motivate someone else? This polychrome jasper, you can't sit still with this.
Right.
Like, this is a stone of action. It's a stone of let's keep moving forward.
Right.
Right? And it's just beautiful.
It does look like a painting. And any piece of polychrome that I've seen, and I've only ever seen it polished. I've never seen the raw.
God, I bet the raw is beautiful.
That would probably be amazing too. But no two pieces are the same. It's incredibly different, all different colors.
These are just gorgeous to have in your house as decoration because they're just like
On a side
art.
table.
They look like sculptures. Well, I can't believe we've already kind of rifled through this table. I want to kind of make a little announcement that's very exciting. We have a little surprise in that all of these are going to be up for adoption. That's how I want to say it.
Right.
Because Jenny and I, we don't have a store, that we're not about retail. I mean,
Selling in bulk.
yeah, we just
don't
don't,
wanna-
that's not what we don't need to do that. We don't care to do that. But what we do want to start doing, and I think this is our first show really trying to do this, is find things that we absolutely love and then finding people that they need to belong to.
The right owner
The right
is
owner.
out there.
Yes.
And
So
maybe one of you.
we're going to start an adoption agency for crystals, is what we'll call it. And it is all going to be through Instagram. So we have an Instagram page. It's at JL Crystal Sisters on Instagram. And not only are we going to be putting these out for adoption, for sale, but we are going to have some giveaways of some other crystals that we didn't even talk about here,
Right.
which is really exciting. We're going to have a whole program and all the information about this on our Instagram page. So guys, go there at JL Crystal Sisters. That's where you can go to find out. And
Give us a
after this
follow.
airs today, we're going to post that. So today, if you're just seeing the show for the first time, today is when we're going to do it. Okay? So
So give us a follow and tag your friends.
tag your friends and go to JL Crystal Sisters on Instagram. We are not finished. We're going to finish this show up, but we have another show that's super exciting on Best of Tucson, I guess is what we're trying to call it.
Best or favorites of Tucson, although we could have many shows on that one topic, but
Yeah.
we brought the ones I think that we were surprised by.
Yeah, we're going to kind of take the crystal talk to a different level with some of these beauties that we're getting ready to talk about. So
Can't wait.
come back for that show, but head to Instagram. If some of these were talking to you, we're going to start releasing them. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
As always. And thank you guys for your comments because we really appreciate your support
And your questions and how you use your crystals or certain ones that you're drawn to. We love, love, love hearing from all of you.
And do you have a crystal that you want to hear about? Or, I love doing it by region. I love that we talked about Madagascar today. So is there a region you want to hear about? Brazil is another huge, obviously, area. But there are even just little smaller pockets in the world that have really interesting crystals. So let us know. Thank you for all your love and
Thanks,
your
everyone.
attention. Bye, everybody.